Bradley Stewart here, and we got our buddy Dustin Jarnett right over there. Bradley is well known on the worldwide internets as the Van Amigo, at the Van Amigo on Instagram.
Yeah.
Rumor has it that you live in a van down by a river. Is that true?
I live in a van down by a river.
Nice. Tell us a little bit about van life and how that started for you and where it's progressed to today. Like, what have you learned, all those things?
So the biggest thing for me was I was looking for a way to facilitate the lifestyle that I want to live. And that kind of lifestyle it's a lot of moving around. So I ski and snowboard in the winter, climb, wakeboard, surf in the summer, and those things typically don't happen in the same place. So that's how the seed kind of got planted. About 3 years ago, I bought my van. It's a 84 Volkswagen Westfalia.
Nice.
Built it out for about 2 years while I did some shorter trips, and then before last winter, I started living in it full time. So it's definitely a challenge up here in the mountains in the winter to stay warm, and it gets a little claustrophobic because you can't really go outside a whole lot unless you're skiing. You know, you can't just open the doors and hang out like you can in the summer, but it's definitely worth it.
What are some of the craziest things that's happened to you so far in the van life?
I think probably the craziest stuff is just all the people that I get to meet and hang out with, and like people that I've known from in the past. They'll see my Instagram and they're like, oh hey, we're in this area, like let's hang out. And it doesn't even have to be like somebody I know super well. It just could be an acquaintance from college, or it's been pretty cool seeing like the community that's built around it.
Tell me more about that community. Like, what kind of interactions have you had? Have you like circled some van wagons around?
Yeah, I have had some cool van camp outs. A lot of it is initiated through Instagram. There's a bunch of like van life Instagrams and like post people who live this kind of lifestyle, and they put on a lot of gatherings, and you can go and there'll be anywhere from like 3 vans to like hundreds of vans, and it's pretty awesome. Everybody just is stoked to hang out, and like you're all like-minded people, so you know you're gonna meet some people that are pretty awesome at those.
Nice. What is do you get any like pushback from family or anything? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, my family all teases me and tells me I'm homeless, and they make fun of me all the time. You know, long hair, beard, live in a van. But I think they've
by the river.
Yeah, they've come to peace with it. I think
it comes from jealousy a lot sometimes.
I think so, and I think that's a lot of times like friends and everybody. They're like, they seem almost a little bitter, and I'm like, look, I haven't found some secret. Like, I'm poor all the time. Like, it's not an easy life, but it lets me do the stuff that I love to do, so it's definitely worth it.
Absolutely. So with that, being able to do whatever you want, you were able to climb the summer, like you said. Where are you living in the summer usually?
So in the summer, I'm down in Fruta, working at the Imandi Wake Zone, the cable wakeboard park there. It's near Grand Junction, and so I'm like an hour and a half from Moab, right across the highway from Colorado National Monument. So there's tons of climbing around there. It's super fun. Moab's an awesome place.
Mountain biking with you too, so this summer you gotta get back into that.
Oh yeah, I'll be getting a mountain bike in the spring, so we're definitely gonna have to get back into that for sure. And then obviously wakeboarding at Imandi is so much fun. They got a pretty cool setup out there.
Nice. Going back to the perils of van life, tell me some of the times that it's just been frustrating. You've had something go wrong or something bad happen. Like, tell me about that.
The one that sticks out in my mind immediately was last winter. It was the coldest week that we had all winter. I think the overnight temps were like -9 or something. My heater broke, and I had to order a part. Nowhere in Denver had the part, so I was stuck in a van with no heater and -9 temps for like 4 or 5 days. And so I have a 0-degree sleeping bag, so I had that on, and then like a bunch of blankets on top of me, and I've got a husky dog, so I opened my sleeping bag and put her in my sleeping bag, and I'm like, you're keeping me warm tonight. Like, so I mean, it was definitely tough, but you know, I made it, and it makes a good story now.
Absolutely. Where's the coolest place you've taken your van?
The coldest or coolest? Coolest.
Like, what's the neatest place?
I'd probably
the most neatest place.
It's just so neat. Moab, I think, is probably the
Moab.
coolest place, just because there's so many back roads, forest roads, service roads, and you can drive for hours and not see another soul. And so being in the van, that's like the perfect rig for that. You just drive out for hours, find a good spot, and post up for a couple days. You're just completely cut off from the whole world, and it's definitely refreshing. It recharges the batteries.
Nice. What kind of advice can you give to somebody who is thinking about starting van life? Where do you think they should start? Like, is there a particular type of van you think is easiest to do it in?
I would get in contact with people who are living the van life. Anybody is welcome to send me messages. I'm always down to give advice. Talk to people who have different kinds of vans. Try to figure out what kind of van you want. And then the biggest thing is just taking the plunge. I think a lot of times people buy vans and they start building them out, and they turn the build out process into this like years long thing. And I think it's partly a fear of taking that leap and quitting your job and going and doing what you love doing. So you just got to take the plunge and just dive head first. And it might be hard sometimes. Definitely at the beginning it will be hard, but you'll make it through, and it's definitely worth it to me.
Awesome. Love that. Is there anything else you want to leave us with today before we get off this here lift and go shred some turns?
Everybody just needs to send it.
Just need to send it.
Just gotta send it.
All right, follow the Van Amigo at the Van Amigo on Instagram. He's also on Facebook. He's got some really great stories, some cool pictures. He's always doing some cool adventuring. So he's a good guy to follow. And seriously, message him if you have any questions. He has the heart of a teacher. He'll definitely take the time to go through things with you. And get out there and ride.
Yeah.